Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today? It's been a really long time since I've seen any of you or any of you have heard from me. But I think it's about time that we come back and discuss some of these important issues that not only have not gone away but are getting worse. Our president continues to run our tribe in a dangerous, just careless manner with no common sense in mind, no thought of not just today but the future. What will this do for the next generation and the next generation and the next generation? Something big we need to focus on is the election is coming up. And you know, this president of ours can't decide if he's going to run, not run, not run. I hope he does, because he'll have to stand there and answer each of you and your questions. And this will be the perfect time, because he's never going to do a general meeting. He will never open up his Facebook, any of his meetings. Never. He just won't. He has too much to hide. They all do. They all do. Whether they realize it or not, they all do. So if he runs again, just remember, like, I want to read one of his first letters here, January 17th, 2020. Dear tribal members, greetings. This is my first of many letters that I plan to send during my term as tribal president. As I mentioned at tribal inauguration, open communication and transparency are my two biggest priorities. This person, this Aguilar person, says. He lied right there since day one. I wanted to introduce our new tribal administrator, Mr. Gallarito, and Miss Senior Advisor Diane Fuller-Belin. I believe she's no longer there, probably for unfair reasons. I'm willing to bet. Mr. Gallarito and Miss Fuller are both tribal members with excellent, I am not even sure what that's, experience and skills. I am also excited to report that Nelva Cervantes Esquire, a tribal member, took the role of in-house general counsel. I still find that so crazy. For the tribe on January 1st. Prior to taking the new position, she worked as an attorney for the tribe for almost 15 years. Please take time to welcome them into their new roles. I also want to express my excitement to be working with Vice President Eddie Martinez and the new tribal council. I believe we are all committed to working together to make positive changes for the community. Finally, thank you for your congratulations and prayers. I'm grateful for your trust and support. Sincerely, Gabe Aguilar, President. Well, I guess we can say that was a complete lie. Even he could read that and say that was a complete lie. There has been a lot of questions, people calling, messaging, wondering when I'm going to come back, when I'm going to do a show. Things need to be talked about. All the old things never went away. I really, really emphasized on some of our, our councilmen, our leaders, our directors, all of these people who hold high positions, who should be setting examples, but who display such inappropriate behavior, especially towards women, are still there. Nothing was ever done. Mr. Kurgan, I hear not only has Mr. Kurgan not been questioned or nothing has been done about his wine and dine with all of his, I don't know what they are, promoters, I don't know what all these people are, who all these people are that he's wining and dining. But, I mean, you all have heard that this man is one of the tightest men around, will not fork out any money for you, for anybody. So who's forking out the money to wine and dine? Okay, this is a question I've been asking for a while about Mr. Kurgan, because his behavior is completely inappropriate. Not just once or twice, numerous times throughout many years. He's been moved to Ski Apache and brought back because of some of his other behaviors. Do all of you have the same luxury when you mess up, when you drive around drunk? Any of that? I don't think so. I don't think so. We'll point out some more of these DUIs here in a little bit. But, so Mr. Kurgan continues to hold his position, keep his high pay, his high title, but behave in such an immature, erratic, disrespectful way, not just to himself, but to all of us, because he's supposed to be representing us as a director in one of our huge entities. It is one of our biggest entities. But this man had a party, I believe. I mean, these are all rumors. We keep saying prove me wrong, but none of them will ever answer or prove us wrong. They cannot. But this person, Mr. Kurgan, not only continued to keep his job without any type of discipline or any questioning anything, didn't have to answer for any of these allegations, but went and did more, behaved in such a manner. I mean, it's what we teach them, though. It's what we teach them. You know, Mr. Kurgan is just a director at one of our entities. We have council members who behave the same way. We can let them go out and get DUIs and bring them right back to the council without, that's just it. What about everybody else? Do you give them their job back when they go and get a DUI? I don't think so. It's just who you know. It literally is who you know. Because it's just insane. So this Mr. Kurgan has parties, but he's following examples from our council. Our council behaves in such inappropriate ways. Having parties during our COVID, police having to respond to councilmen's houses for their parties during our lockdowns, during our COVID. How is that fair to our people? All of these people that had to go stand before that crazy court, that unfair, corrupt court, and answer for their rioting charges, should be given whatever fines back that they had to pay if these councilmen are allowed to have parties during lockdown. If our other high-paying employee is able to go have a father-daughter hunting trip and send his video of it to friends all the way in Artesia, wherever, and they don't have to answer to these lockdown, rioting charges, and they continue to behave this way. Instead of changing and saying, man, she's calling out these things, we're not even trying to answer it, we should probably try to straighten up. No, they go have parties in their offices with no repercussions. Mr. Kurgan is still there. Mr. Rocha is back, I hear. Prove me if I'm wrong, but Mr. Rocha is back at work as a council member. I mean, I really can't say I'm surprised because I've sat here and discussed many people that have a job that should not. My previous job, boss, assistant director, I guess, I was fired for cyberbullying, and she literally went and knocked one of our clients out on camera. He was already impaired, didn't need any of that, and she just went and added in, but was brought back. And wow, I wonder how that happened. Strange. So some of these things that we need to address on, besides all these DUIs and these assault and batteries or public affray, all of these things that are just, pushed aside, swept under the rug for certain people. We'll get back to all of that because it's not fair. These leaders need to stop running our tribe so disrespectfully, allowing all of this behavior to go on and rewarding it instead of dealing with it. So let's get to some of these other issues that these people have been calling, messaging for, because they're important. Whether some of you think so or not, they're important. Our housing. We have gotten a COVID relief twice now. I have not seen any of my tribal people put in homes. I haven't seen new homes anyway being built. We have those trailers. But I still have all these tribal members that are homeless. Multiple families living in one home. Our brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, aunties, whatever, grandmas, moms, whatever, still living down in tents in Tularosa, right here in Ruidoso. How is that okay? That you all leaders can go home every day to your nice roofs over your head, but our people are still sitting out there with nothing. But you go to these other reservations and they have fixed that. They have found the solution for their homeless. The ones that Mr. Aguilar keeps using as his scapegoat for why he doesn't want to pay us. Oh, the drunks are just going to drink their life away. Do something. Help them. Help them, Gabe. Help them. Help them like you helped your friends when they needed rehab and help. Like they needed saving. Help your other people. Not just your church people. All of us. Where's our people's homes? This isn't just to Gabe. This is to Eddie. This is to all of the council. Where is our people's homes? How many more years? 10, 15, 20 more years before we see any type of home? I'm waiting to see the bill, or to hear about it, I guess, for all the repairs that they're doing on the old homes. They're going to try and say, oh, that money went to repairs. We have a tribal member lives in Pena. She needs help. Her roof is leaking, numerous things in her home, and she was told by housing employees that is on her own. She has to go find a contractor for that. I didn't know that they could go and pick and choose who they help. Because when my home needs repair, I pay for the parts and housing comes and fixes it. Well, I pay for the parts. If I can't pay for the parts right then, I make payments. I'm not even ill, But I am able to do that with housing. How come this woman who is ill, who needs help with her home, who is a tribal member, lives on our reservation, can't get help with her home? It's just who you know. If you really sit down and take a look around, it shows. It shows. If you open your eyes, it shows. It is so, it's just out there. There's no hiding it. There's no nothing. Nothing. Oh man. A management board. What's going on with that? What's going on with management board? Here's another question. Did we bring in another company to take over the tribe's finances? That's a huge one. I'm not even understanding that one. Why we would even do that? Why, if we did that, why do we have any of them sitting there collecting? Because they collect. Oh, our leaders collect. Their pockets are full all the time. All the time. How many of you are able to just get up and go and do whatever? We all have families we got to take care of. Take care of each other, not just ourselves. Look at the future for our babies and make sure we leave them a future. Letting these outsiders come in and manage our money, I hope that's not true. I really hope that that's not true, Gabe, Eddie, council members. I really hope that's not true. And if it is, why are you all there? Why are you all there? I'm sure you're still standing there, going to accounting after your meetings, asking if your check is ready yet. Did you cut my check yet? I wonder if accounting gets paid as good as you all do. Economic development updates. Who is in charge of that? You know, my husband was banished. We'll get back to that in a little bit as well. But, you know, since he's been banished, my light bill is not through Otero. My light bill is through PNM now. And man, Otero is sure milking us. They sure take a lot from our tribal members, and nothing has been done about that. Where's our solar? Has anybody started solar? I guess I shouldn't expect solar if we can't even house our people. How are we going to give them electricity? But I'm sure we have an economic developer with that title, you know, somebody who has that title, who gets paid good money. To do what? To do what for our people? What are you developing for our people? To help our people. People say, all you do is ask, ask, ask. Yes. Yes, I do. Because our people need it. Not just the ones that are full of already, that don't need it, that can do whatever. Our people need it and deserve it, and it's there for them. So where is this money going? If we have this economic development person there, they need to be fired, because we have nothing to show for that either. Nothing to show for. Nothing. What are we doing? Jobs, equal pay, and COLAs. That's not going to happen for a while. We are how many years behind in tribal dividends? We are how many years behind in tribal dividends? Do you honestly think people that they're going to have jobs with equal pay and COLAs? For them, the directors, the council, that's exactly who got a raise. That's exactly who got their bonuses. Council got their raise for their meetings. And if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. It's almost time to refinance the inn. Wow. That's so scary. What, 3 more months maybe? That is a scary thought. It's like we'll never ever get rid of this debt. But maybe if we had somebody who actually knew what they were doing running it, we would have gotten rid of this debt long time ago. Not somebody who was trained for 2 weeks to run a casino and a resort and another casino and a ski resort. What a trap and ski. What else? What else is this 2-week trained COO of our casino? What else is he in charge of? I mean, this man has no business even being employed or having a gaming license to begin with. I mean, none. He even requested his records to be expunged, and it was denied. I went over it with you all. We discussed it, and he is still there. We discussed his demands for us to bring him back to work, to pay him, to keep quiet so he doesn't talk to anyone about us. Bold, Mr. Frizzell. So what's going to happen when we refinance the inn? Will it extend another 20 years? While we continue to pay this uneducated person, this uneducated felon, to keep allowing this? And then he has the support of our leaders. It just makes no sense to me how all of this is okay, to have this felon who was trained for 2 weeks to run our enterprise is still here. He's still working in our enterprise. Clearly not qualified for that job in any way. Should have never, ever even been considered with his past. And we wonder why we're still paying for that inn, why we're still supporting Warner. All these lavish parties, all our directors are taking and doing these trips. So crazy. Grievances. Who handles grievance? How long does it take? How long does a grievance take? I have talked to people who have been waiting for their grievance for over a year, 2. That is crazy. That is just crazy. How we're going to allow our tribal members, because each of them that I spoke to that are waiting for this grievance to be heard, they're all tribal members. Man, it's so crazy. We just continue to ignore all of this. Continue to pat them on the back and encourage the wrong that they're doing without truly looking at what they're doing. Oh my God, I'm so tired of them talking about promoting the educated. They do not. They promote their educated. I have spoke with a gentleman who has a bachelor's in business management or something to do, and he has applied Oh my goodness, several times at our entity. He is a tribal member. No, nope, didn't get it. Didn't get it. To this day, hasn't gotten it. Has all the qualifications, all the education. Mm-mm. We have another educated man. What is he doing? Ballet, maybe? What are we doing? Why are we not using our people that come back with these educations, that want to help? Why won't we use them? Why do we just use the selected few? Why do we just promote them and help them, and the others have to keep applying and applying and applying? Y'all, these are things to think about. They don't answer us. We've asked these questions over and over. It's almost election. Think about that. These questions we've asked and asked, we have a right to know. And none of them have answered us. None of them can answer us. And they know that. They know that. I feel like I shouldn't even discuss our courts tonight or this morning, because that's a whole nother episode, because that cancerous woman is still there, but that's their judge, handpicked judge. That right there is just crazy, against our constitution, our codes. All of this that they're doing goes against all of that. I have been called a pothead, a druggie, a this and that, because I openly support marijuana. Not because, oh, it makes you high, it makes you feel good. No, because it has benefits. It has actual medical benefits. But I'm being punished for that. Whether I'm prescribed it or not, I'm being punished for that. But we have employees, non-tribal at that, that are allowed to carry up to 2 ounces at our inn. Isn't that crazy? It's not just at the inn, but I mean, I just thought that was one of the crazier places. It's all over our tribe. Who they allow to work with that card, who they allow. It's just crazy. Okay, our school. We have school back in action. We got all our little ones going back to school, filling up those brains with knowledge. You know, the first few days of school is always stressful. You're trying to remember all your stuff, remember what this teacher said, remember what you need to take to this class. I got to be here on this time. Where is this class? It's a stressful week, trying to get used to everything. And then being told that, oh, you carry your books while you're doing all this. You carry everything with you. You got a locker right there, but you can't use it till you pay for it. I want to know who added that? Who added locker fees for our youth? I mean, you don't think that they're already struggling, some of these kids? Some of these kids that is their only meal, that gross freaking food y'all serve our babies. That is their only meal. But you're going to give them another bill? They can't even afford. Something's wrong with y'all. Something is seriously wrong with, just wrong with the way your concept, everything. I cannot understand how you all think. I can't stress enough how important our children are. I cannot stress that enough. and we are failing them. That's just one tiny little thing, is the locker fee, but we are failing them. We are literally leaving them with crap. But it's like I say, you cannot truly care for your people and have their best interests in your heart if you cannot truly care for your own children and truly have the best interest for their heart, in your heart for them. You just can't. It says a lot about your heart already. You all are not thinking of our people now, is what you're thinking of. Now, what your pockets feel like. I've been reading through some of these, I don't know if they're news articles, notes, what they are, but they're regarding our, our Secretary Sweeney, and asking for her to step down. And I just thought it was so crazy to read these words because, you know, Mr. Aguilar is speaking in a lot of these, and I know these aren't his words because there's just no way Mr. Aguilar could have even came up with half of these words. But he has like the audacity to say that Sweeney being nominated for this position is just plain wrong. Tell me about it, Gabe. Tell me about it. They joined the Mescalero Apache Tribal Council Monday, joined the call for the resignation of Tara Sweeney, Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs of U.S. Department of Interior. Do you want to know why? Let's see, what does it say? That they believe that the funds are being mishandled. So this is why they feel that this is an urgent matter and needs to be handled. And they had a slight victory and won some of that. So it says on here after that, okay, after all of these crazy words from our crazy leader saying the same things we've been asking them, it says after that slight win, that slight victory that they had, the withdrawal of the grant, the Mescalero Apache Tribal Council changed its I want to say track, maybe they meant track, and began working directly. Now this one I really want you all to listen to because I don't know what this is, but I'd like to. Began working directly with 33 nuclear power plant officials. Why? Just a question. I mean, that's something you all should really be asking too. Why? That is just insane to me. Is that why would we be talking with them? What is the purpose of us even conversing with these people? I was very, intrigued because I was reading those words, that Gabe was using, just plain wrong for this woman to be there. They're worried that she's misusing funds, holding funds. The funds will be going back into the wrong programs, and this is all true. But you should listen to your own words, Gabe, and start talking to your people about all of this. All of this that's going on, all of these questions we've asked you. Instead of behaving cowardly, you should go and answer your people. Not just the ones you want to, not just the ones that praise you, but the people who voted you there. Stop ignoring them. These are all good questions. These aren't just questions I sat here one day and just said, I'm going to ask this. No. These are questions that people actually want to know. Actually want to know. It's just insane that we continue to allow all of this inappropriate behavior when we're supposed to be such proud people, but we keep allowing all of this DUI, assault and battery, cowardly behavior. All of this. We'll keep ignoring the wrong. Don't look that way. Just ignore it. Just keep looking this way and act like it's not there. Leave it. We won't deal with that. Everything. How is our social service? I can't get one person to answer my phone call down there. Are they open? Did we already lose that? I mean, how are we doing all these 638s? How are we allocating all of the money from the COVID? Let's hear where all that money is going. They won't tell us. We asked about Mrs. Aguilar's, I can't really say purchase, her and her mother's grab and sign, maybe. I don't know if they even had to sign for their 8 Pendletons and all their purses. Maybe for graduation? Did our youth get Pendletons? Maybe for Mr. Aguilar's upcoming honor ceremony. When all of you are there at his ceremony, ask him, can I go home with you? Because I don't got a home to go home to. And he sure ain't trying to build any. All of you, ask these questions. Why are they meeting with these people? These are their notes. These aren't mine. These are their notes. There's so much more. I mean, we have a fish hatchery director holding how many titles? But we're not allowed to have more than one job. But this person holds 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. And I'm positive he's not qualified to hold even one. But we have him there. How do we keep allowing this? How do we allow Frizzell to sit there every day and just keep ordering his takeout all day? That's all I ever hear about. Oh, he actually went and picked up his own lunch today. Oh, his secretary picked up his lunch. Holy cow. This is why we continue to pay Warner. Because we need somebody in there who's actually going to work, who actually knows what they're doing. Not somebody who is trained for 2 weeks. No. I just don't understand that. I don't understand how any of this, all this has been happening. All this abuse of power, not understanding the power. You have a constitution, you have a tribal code book, and you all don't even understand it. You just listen to that I don't know. I may be Gabe. I seriously doubt. It can't just be Gabe you're listening to. General Counsel, I'm positive she has a huge input. I don't know why. I don't know why none of us voted for her. None of us voted for her. But she continues to sit there and bend and twist and go around all of our codes and our laws. And if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Because none of you have proven me wrong. You've done more to prove me right than anything. All the efforts you have done to quiet me have only proven in my eyes how afraid you are. I spoke with my big sister out at a feast last week. I thought it was weird, but she came up to me and she said, "You, no matter what, are always my little sister, and I love you." And I told Ardina, thank you, and I told her how I felt about them as well, because I'm very close with that family, closer than I am with my paternal family. I'm very close with them. And to hear Ardina tell me that, it felt really good. But it just reminds me that her signature is on my husband's banishment. As my sister, she shouldn't have had anything to do with it. But yet, none of that matters. They run it how they want. Put who they want, where they want. Tweak those codes, the Constitution, how they want. So this election, you all need to focus on asking these people that are running, what are you going to do for us? Not just what they say they're going to do. Not just what they say they're going to do, because as I have read to you many times, all of their broken promises. I don't know what happens once they get elected and they go behind those chamber doors. It's just gone. Their words, it's just zip. That's it. Nothing else. They're not gonna stand up for anything. They're gonna go along with all of it. I know, because it happens every election. Mr. Aguilar, I was a huge supporter of him. And I started hearing, and I thought, no, I'll ask him. I'm going to ask him because, he's a good person, Christian man. So I'm going to ask him. And he lied then too. My prove me wrong came about because of his lies. Because he sat here pointing fingers at everybody, telling people one thing and doing another. If this man runs again, you all need to ask these questions of him. Look him in his eyes. You'll know right away if he's lying. We've never had a council meeting, a general meeting, anything. We've never been allowed into those chambers. We have all his ridiculous COVID updates. Ridiculous. This last one about the Delta variant. He discussed the mask, not the mask, the vaccination. I can't tell you, but I am going to tell you. Praised himself again in another Marine story. But he just can't Just listen to this person and you can see this person has no business running our tribe. None. It's time for him to move on. But if he feels that he is going to be seated there again, then let's ask him these questions before we give him our vote so easily. Before we put so much belief in such an uneducated person. Mr. Aguilar preached to us about wearing our mask and vaccinating and the breakthrough, being vaccinated and still getting COVID, and he made no sense about knowing. Discussed how dangerous the Delta variant is and how important it is for us to continue to wear our masks, whether we're vaccinated or not, but went to Las Vegas, Nevada, and just plastered all over social media his big face with no mask in Las Vegas, Nevada. These are just things that you all need to think about. Just common sense things. Just common sense. We got these people telling us one thing but doing another. Punishing us for one thing, but they get to go do it. And then get paid for it. Get paid for it. I'm sure Mr. Rocha did not miss any pay. And if he did, I'm sure he was reimbursed. Because my assistant director was, go kick someone in their face and knock them out, and we'll give you your payback. I can't say that I'll be back tomorrow, but if I have enough comments, questions, calls, I will come back tomorrow. I'll make time. I'm pretty busy because, it's really hard moving into a new home, getting your kids situated into everything, the home, the school. They're kind of lucky, I guess. They got 2 homes now. But if I get enough, I'll do another show. And when you all see all these people putting their names to run, ask them. Ask them what they're going to do for us. Ask them if they're going to be cowards. Ask them if they're going to stand up for us, if they're going to stand up against corruption. Ask them if their heart is strong enough for our people to stand up to corruption. Because these people that are in there now, they're not. Yep. They're not. I forgot to mention. I was told that we had an elder who still works, gosh, I don't know how many years, 25 years for our tribe maybe. I don't know, when I go out to somewhere and I see a water line break, I can tell you the same people are usually standing around that hole trying to dig it out and, getting in there and working. And this man who has worked for us for so long is one of them, Mr. Raymond Martinez. I'm not sure how long he's worked for our tribe, but I know he's an elder and I know that he works hard. Almost 50 years. Wow, sorry. He's worked almost 50 years for our tribe. Only, now correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Little, but I was told Mr. Chris Little. This just surprised me because I know Chris Little very well. And I hope it's not true. But man, I keep hearing this name and his behavior and his ugliness to people, to his own people. I was told that Mr. Little has been so disrespectful to Mr. Martinez. I don't personally know Mr. Martinez. But for someone especially someone like Mr. Little, to go and treat someone, an elder, who's still busting their butt for our tribe with such disrespect, and to talk to them in that manner. Shame on you, Chris. I hope that's not true. But the way I hear is you have no business there either. No business there. I'd like to know a little more on Mr. Little. So any of you that want to message and chime in, let me know his duties. Let me know Mr. Martinez's. Because, man, he's been here a long time, and to be treated ugly by somebody like that, you should be standing there watching, asking him to teach you so you can go and help get in that hole. And respect, man. Gotta get this wheel turning, as my big sister told me. Well, not me, but, her. It's one of her feeds, was really something that stuck with me. We gotta get this wheel turning. We do. We gotta get it turning. We gotta get all this out. We gotta stop hiding it. We gotta stop allowing it. All this corruption, putting people in jail based on lies, swearing under oath, lying under oath. But then again, you all lied under oath, you council people. You swore, you took an oath for your people. And man, you need to go over that oath again. You need to go over that oath again. Y'all let me know about these people, these things. Any of you hear anything? You want to add anything? Any of you were present at Mr. Kurgan's party in his office? Let me know. Let me know, because he's still working. Maybe next time he'll invite some of us to enjoy our liquors, our food, our entertainment, because it's ours. It's our entity, our product, making all his employees write it off for him, firing them, suspending them, not putting them on the schedule every single time they went against him. How are we going to justify all this liquor sales, Alan? Figure it out. Wow, must be nice to have that kind of power. Yes, that's what I thought as well, Miss Chavez. After he, how are you going to treat an elder with disrespect, Mr. Little? I don't know. I thought differently of Mr. Little. I've never seen that part of him. So to hear this repeatedly, just like to hear this story, that was it. I said, all right, that's enough. Mr. Little has come up too much, but now he's come up with an elder to talk so ugly to an elder. So you all ask that. Ask these people running, where's their heart? Do they respect themselves? Do they respect our tribe? What are they going to do for us? Are they strong enough to stand up to corruption? Are they strong enough to go by their word, what they tell you, what they get your vote with? Are they going to continue that? Because I haven't seen one yet. Gabe is by far one of the biggest fails. All his lies he didn't do. My people are still sitting outside in tents. Some of them don't even have tents. What month is this? August? Wow. 2 more months, Gabe. It's going to be cold. What you going to do with our homeless? These drunks that are just such a nuisance to you. Crazy. Another question. If anybody knows about fires back in 2000, I remember back when we had an arson running around starting all these fires. I knew some of them. What is it? I light them and I fight them. Let me know what you hear. This is all around the same time that, let's see, who was assaulted with the Pulaski up there. This is around that time that a gentleman, one of the elders up there, was assaulted with the Pulaski. So back around then, in the early 2000s, late, maybe 98, 99 to 2000, early 2000s. Think about it, y'all. You hear any of this? Pretty interesting to hear our firebugs. Pretty interesting. Y'all tune in. Let me know you want another show tomorrow, another episode of Prove Me Wrong. You let me know. I'm sure I'll have all of the negative comments. If they pertain to us and the things we need to know, then I'll address them. If not, they're just other comments. But you all remember, these people, we put them there. We deserve to know. Not to be lied to, but to know the truth. Not to have illegal restraining orders put on people, not to put them in jail for questioning. We have a right to know. The things that they have done, they've had no right to, and they know it. It's good they know, but they've had no right to do that. We, however, do. We have a right to know all of this. This involves all of us. We put these people there, so please remember that. You all have a good week this week. Bright and early Monday morning. I'm sure some of you are already making your coffee, getting your day started. It's good to do that. Be up early. You all have a good day. Be proud to be Mescalero Apache. And don't just stand there with a blind eye and a deaf ear. Stop ignoring all the wrong. Stop supporting all the wrong. You all have a good day, and I'll talk to you all later. Stay safe.